Hello everyone, it's Hill back for another video. Today I decided to do a more casual video since last week's was more informational. So today I'm going to be doing a train and talk where I'll just be talking about things that I think that SSO should add and anything involving the game basically. Alright, let's hop right into it. This isn't my normal training routine, but I figured that we'd just start in Moorland and start simple. So I figured I'd first start talking about things that I think that Star Stable should add and things that players have been asking for a long time and that Star Stable hasn't added yet or hasn't considered adding or anything like that, as far as we know. So we know that there's bitless bridles in the works. Personally, I am all for bits in real life, but I think that it'd be nice to also have the option of riding bitless. And it's something that, why wouldn't it be added? Why wouldn't they want to add it to the game? And they've added it to Horses of the Soul Riders. So now it's about time that we get it. And they're probably in the works of this, as well as the nice new stirrups and girths that we've seen on the Soul Riders' new horses. But I'm definitely excited for those to be implemented into the game. And there's a lot of tack that, as you look at edits that people have made in the Star Stable community, there's things that people always edit onto their horses if they're doing sportier style edits. One of those things that I always see added on is a breastplate or a breast collar, depending on what you call it. And I always see those added on in edits, so I think that they should definitely be added. And although they wouldn't really serve a purpose because no tack really serves a specific purpose. For example, the eventing saddles or the monoflap saddles, they don't help you any more in cross-country races than they would if you tried to do Star Stable dressage in them. So, I don't see why they wouldn't add breastplates. And of course, they'd have to add, more slots to the horse sheet for things like this. But I don't think that would probably be too hard for them to implement. Another thing is, along the lines of that, is martingales. So it'd be add another realistic element to the game if those were added into Star Stable. And as I mentioned before, the nice stirrups and girths that we saw on the Soul Riders. Specific boots, like rear boots that are jumping and front ones that are jumping, but they look different. It doesn't look like the same boot on all four legs. That'd be really nice for us that like realistic tack for the most part. And not to mention other bridles that do have bits, such as figure eights, flash, and Micklem. Those would be really nice to be added, since personally I do edit them on a lot to make it more interesting. And I feel like it would help decipher between disciplines, since Hunters, for example, doesn't really use figure eights. It'd be able to show that
more jumpers style
or eventing. And Hunters standard martingales are what's normally used. And in jumpers, we use what works. It's not as specific. One of the reasons that I enjoy doing show jumping more in real life versus Hunters. And of course, there are lots of things that I think should be added to the character, like clothes and riding gear, such as eventing vests, like the ones that you see eventers wear with padding, or the ones that inflate upon impact. Those would be really nice. I haven't edited one on before. They're pretty detailed, but I should definitely try. And this other thing, I'm not actually wearing tall boots for once ever to show this, but I've found that a lot of tall boots aren't very tall. A lot of them have, in real life, go up more on the outside side of your knee. the one that's not facing the saddle. And I definitely like to see that in SSO because it's something that would make it way more realistic, just like a little thing to add that would just like make it miles better. And also some of the boots, this isn't true with all of them, but many that I've seen aren't as tight to the calf as tall boots are in real life. And helmets. They've been getting a lot more realistic with helmets lately. For example, the Iberian one and helmets of those models, like that one that looks like a Charles Owen. Those, I think, are so nice, and there should definitely be more of them. And of course, with any of these opinions that I have and things I recommend, you guys feel free to agree or disagree with me in the comments below, and leave some of your own ideas and things that you think that Star Stable should add to the game. And I do think that Star Stable does need to listen to its players more. And I love Star Stable. I played on a different account that now is my sister's fully. I played on that one. We were probably playing on that one since like 2011. But I just don't see Star Stable listening to its players enough. And I will continue to support Star Stable. I just wish that it listened to people more, considering how much people pay and for both Star Rider and Star Coins, that we should get a little bit more of a say. And not that they don't listen to us at all, but I feel like more could be done to include us. And a lot of people have requested certain horse breeds, for example, to be updated. And so here are some of them that I think should be updated or altered because they are such good breeds and they really need an update. The first definitely being the American Quarter Horse. Now, I don't really ride quarter horses in real life or in Star Stable because I like bigger horses and where more of their height is in their legs, for example, like for jumping, such as thoroughbreds. And I'm kind of contradicting myself right now since I'm on a stocky horse, but if you look at my stable, most of my horses are sporty-esque, I'd say. And so I think that they should update the quarter horse, though, because so many people love that horse, and it's their favorite horse, and it's such a basic breed that it definitely needs to be included more. Okay, and speaking of basic horse breeds that I think need their models to have a little update is the thoroughbreds. And I know that so many people love their thoroughbreds, but something about them, like, I don't think that you'd look at it and know it's a thoroughbred. I think it looks more like an appendix to me. Like, for those of you that don't know, that's an appendix. An appendix is a quarter horse thoroughbred. It doesn't look long enough to me, I guess, and I don't know, something about it doesn't really scream thoroughbred. It looks like it has some quarter horse in it, but that might just be me being picky and over analyzing. And another horse breed, and I know that some of y'all will not like this, but I think that the Frisians don't look like Frisians. And Elizabeth Riverland, she said this before, but in real life, yes, they have kind of wavy hair, but they're not that shiny because they're draft horses who tend to have thicker hair for the most part, which isn't as shiny, it's more coarse. And they're more barrel-chested than the ones in Star Stable. I do like the sassy attitude that they have in Star Stable, but I don't think that their physique necessarily matches up to the ones in real life. So that's just something I wanted to point out. And you all know the Andalusians, they need some serious help, some serious updating. Because I feel like they could make them into such nice horses in Star Stable. For example, Andalusians are, considered useful for circuses, so that you can do more tricks than other horses, along with the Lipizzaner, Lippy. So I think that it'd be cool if they updated the Andalusians and gave them some kind of skill, like how you press space on some horses and they have a special skill. And they should be able to do something similar to how the Lipizzaners, how you press the space bar and they can do that little rear-like pose. I don't know if it has a specific name or what. And how the Lusitanos can piaffe. I think that the Lipizzaners should be able to do something similar.
I mean, oh my gosh.
The Andalusians. So that you can kind of do circus tricks and they would look so pretty in the circus tent with Idris and stuff like that. So yeah, they've needed an update for a very long time and definitely are deserving of one. Another horse that is probably my favorite breed of horse in real life is an Oldenburg. And the Oldenburgs definitely need updates. They look like frogs, crested, dusted, and old. And Star Stable has been rolling out all the nice new models, and I love it. And I know that a lot of people probably wouldn't like it if they updated the Oldenburgs, since they've been pretty warm-blood heavy.
Have you? My God. What?
Oh my god. Okay. Since they've been pretty warm-blood heavy lately with updates, for example, when they updated the starter horses and now they're going to release them in new colors. I know that they've been pretty warm-blood heavy, but I love warm-bloods, and Oldenburgs are so nice, and I know that it'd be used a lot in like the realism community, the realistic roleplay kind of community, because they would look so nice and realistic, and warm bloods are just beautiful. And yeah, I know a lot of people wouldn't be too excited about another warm blood, but I definitely would love that. You tell me your opinion about that though below. And that's all the horses that I can think of that are desperately in need of an update. Tell me if there's any that you think I missed. But there are definitely horses that aren't in the game yet that need to be added.
Oh, the Shire's right there. They need an update.
Because they are kind of creeping into frog territory. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of breeds that need to be added. And I've seen a lot suggested that I haven't even heard of, because I'm in America and some horse breeds are more common in other countries. But so the ones that I'm going to be suggesting are ones that you can probably find in America. So some of the European people might be like,
hey, where's my horse?
Hey, but yeah, these are going to be the ones that I'm familiar with and that I think definitely need to be added into Star Stable. The first being a gaited horse such as a Tennessee Walker or Missouri Foxtrotter. I know that if Star Stable added a Missouri Foxtrotter, I would buy it in a heartbeat, although they're more commonly seen in Western, as many gaited horses are. But I used to lease a Missouri Foxtrotter, so they hold a special place in my heart, and I would love there to be those in the game, so I could get one that looked like my old horse, who was named Oscar. I'm just running around aimlessly at this point. And so yeah, gaited horses would be great, and how there is the Icelandic, how you do the walk and then you hold shift. It'd probably work similarly to that, and I think that that's a great way to have the gaits. Now I could go on and on about warmbloods that I think Star Stable needs to add, such as the Holsteiner, Oh my gosh, I love Holsteiners. They're beautiful and majestic, and Star Stable needs them. But what I've seen requested even more than more warm bloods is Shetland ponies, surprisingly, since you wouldn't be able to ride them. And this might be a little much to ask of Star Stable, but if there were carts that the Shetland ponies could pull, that would be the most amazing thing ever. But otherwise, maybe they could just like follow your horse or be leaded, like they're tied to you by a lead rope, because I've seen people do that in real life, and that would be so cute and fun. And there are so many horses that Star Stable needs to add. I could go on forever. But now I'm going to talk about things besides items or horses. This is more like features that I think that Star Stable should add. And the first one, we all know it, we all want it, dressage. Dressage races, which I know dressage in real life isn't a race, but this is the only way that I could really see it being added is a race. Dressage races are something that people have been asking for in Star Stable for a very long time. And other YouTubers have brought this up, such as like Sylvie Mistream, about how it's kind of like been brushed off by Star Stable, like they're not really acknowledging it too much or pointing out that they're working on it, besides the Lusitano's release with the Piaffe. But I definitely think that that's something that a majority of players would take part in. Another being Liberty, because people edit that, oh yay, now my horse is level 9. But Liberty is something, as well as vaulting and trick riding, that people edit a lot and would definitely love to have in the game. And besides disciplines, the one feature that I haven't heard anyone say before, but that I would love, was if you could invite someone into your home stable. Because my home stable always feels lonely, yet there's a table, like with more than one chair. And so I'm wondering if that's a feature that Star Stable has been considering adding or what. But I know that I'd love to invite like one of my friends into my stable and we could just like hang out and like I could show them my horse stable and stuff like that. I don't know, I think that'd be really fun. And people that like could see my outfits and stuff like that that are in my stable. A feature kind of along the lines of that would be like having an actual house. And everyone knows we've been teased of this many of times by Star Stable. And I think it's about time that we have somewhere to go that we don't need a horse to get into. A lot of people would love that, and it would help a lot of people that do realistic accounts on Instagram. So that's definitely something that I think should be implemented. Thank you guys so much for watching this video today. This is my second video, so I hope that you guys like it. Thank you for watching, and tell me if you want to see more videos like this where I kind of ramble about Star Stable just as a whole. And give this video a like if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of my content, and I will see you guys all later. Bye!